Hi guys, Darth here back with another Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Today taking a look at something very cool. It is the Hasbro PulseCon exclusive Star Wars The Force Unleashed Starkiller and Troopers 3-pack. Very excited to get this. Starkiller has been a much requested character, I believe, from the fans to be in the Black Series for a long time now. I mean, I remember way back, I think it was like 2016, 2015, 2016 or something. He was part of the fan vote polls like a couple times, and he lost to Darth Revan, and then he lost to Jaina Solo. And I was hoping eventually they'd still get around to making him, and well, now they have. They've eventually gotten around to making him, and yeah, I'm very happy. Starkiller and the first Force Unleashed game, big part of my childhood. I had the PSP, and I had the PSP version of the game. It was such a cool game, and I remember being super excited to play it. I had the Star Wars version of PSP that came with the excuse me, Battlefront for I think it was a Rogue Renegade Squadron for the PSP, and they had a teaser on it, teaser videos on it for Force Unleashed. I was so excited for the game, and I got the game and I played the shit out of it, man. Like I replayed the story tons of times. The PSP version was super cool because it had like other single player modes. You could do like a dueling modes against the AI, and then there's also an Order 66 mode that was super cool that other version of the game didn't have. But yeah, Starkiller, one of my favorite characters and a big part of my childhood there. But taking a quick look at the box first, so this is an exclusive. Very nice image recreated with the figures of the original cover art for the game. On the side, you've got a rundown of everything that comes with the figure and everything that's coming in the box there. Same image on the back, and then there is a write-up there on the side if you'd like to read it. But this slip cover slips off, and then you have the Starkiller figure, and then it opens up, and the other two Stormtroopers are there on the side, so that's pretty cool. And you see some of the accessories there. But that is pretty much it, so I'm going to get this opened up, and we'll take a closer look at everything inside. All right, now I got Starkiller and the rest of the stuff out of the packaging, and this is a very cool figure. Yeah, a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it. Very quickly though, like I said, and like you've seen, he does come with two Stormtroopers, and this is kind of my first like critique of the set, is that I wish he didn't come with these two. I kind of get what Hasbro's going for, recreate the scene from the cover art of him, blasting away the Stormtroopers. I kind of get it, but I mean, the reality is they included these two Stormtroopers just to really bump up the price on this exclusive that was already going to be expensive anyways. I don't mind adding two more normal Stormtroopers to the collection. I have a bit of a squad going now, so that is kind of nice. And if you're a brand new collector, you may not have some Stormtroopers, so it might not be that bad for you either. But for most people, they probably already have this Stormtrooper. They might have a bunch of this Stormtrooper already, and they, probably don't care too much about these. So I wish they weren't included so they could take a chunk off the price, because this is a pretty expensive set. But they are nice though. They've got all the articulation you expect. QC is a little spotty. The paint's clean for the most part, but there's some areas where it's a little sketchy. Also, they glued on the helmets to the unpainted heads on both of mine crooked, which isn't a big deal, but it's a little annoying. Anyways, you get those. Might as well count them as accessories, because they're basically just there for Starkiller to throw around and no HQ and slice up and all that jazz. But here's the figure itself, and it's real nice. This is his standard look from the first game, his apprentice look. There's a bunch of different costumes that you can have in the original game that I hope that they make at some point. Honestly, I feel like this body that they made, they've designed it in a way where it has the potential to have some reusability. So I am looking to see if maybe they'll do some different looks. Sith Stalker would be super cool. His Sith Lord outfit, the Raxus Prime outfit, stuff like that. I don't know if they'll do all of them, probably not, but anyways. And also actually not Hasbro's first time in doing this look, way back like 2008 or 2007 or something, when the game first came out, and they did a Starkiller Sith Apprentice Evolutions 3-pack. I have the Sith Stalker figure from that set, but they did this look in 3 3/4 inch. I don't have it. It was a good figure, but it's just not super accurate. The head sculpt looks nothing like Sam Witwer. Yeah, it's not super accurate looking, but this looks pretty nice. He does come with alternate heads. We'll get a look at, but this head sculpt and face print I think looks pretty nice. It looks like Sam Witwer, and you gotta keep in mind this is based on a young Sam Witwer. This is like getting close to like a 15-year-old game at this point, or so. I'm not doing the mental math, man. I think it's like a 15-year-old game at this point. So this is like 15 years ago. I think it looks really good. The hair is pretty nice. It's like darker, really dark brown that kind of fades to a lighter brown around the edges. So I really like that. The face printing is clean. It's not too glossy looking, which is nice. So I like that a lot. And then he's got this free floating armor piece on the shoulders here, which is painted in a really nice like dark silver gunmetal-y color. It looks real good with some black paint. And his clothing is like a really dark, like greenish color, like brown greenish color. One thing that's super cool is he got all these like rips and tears and damage to his outfit, and you actually get a bit of blood detailing there and a bit more blood there. It's something you don't usually see in Black Series, so that is cool to see. Him kind of having those wounds and whatnot from training and all that jazz, because I'm sure training under Darth Vader is no walk in the park. But all these straps and everything are painted and nicely detailed. He's got this gauntlet, like communicator thing. It's got a little bit of painted detail. I can't really see too well, but it looks really good. Yeah, and very clean for the most part. The belt looks nice. Some all different silver belt buckles and whatnot. A cool little feature that I didn't originally notice until I saw reviews is that his belt actually has multiple points to store lightsaber hilts. So he has kind of like his main one where he puts his lightsaber, and then if you have extra hilts, you can actually put those on him, on his belt. That's a cool little feature that I don't even think this outfit actually had that detail in the game, but that's why I think maybe they'll reuse this for me like Sith Stalker, because Sith Stalker did have that detail where it had all the extra hilts around his belt. But even if they don't do Sith Stalker, that's still a cool little feature that I wasn't expecting them to do. This little loincloth thing, it's a softer plastic, and it's got this like olive green that then fades into that darker green. Nice little bit of paint detailing there. The legs are pretty basic. He just got some pants on, and then you've got some nicely sculpted like wraps around his boots, which I would say are subtly painted and have a bit of a subtle black wash to them, which is very nice. Look wise, like this guy does feel premium. Doesn't feel like a standard Black Series release in terms of this paint and detail, so that's good because it costs a lot, so it should. But yeah, looks great. You can kind of see with your own eyes there. Not too much else to talk about. Articulation wise, he's well articulated. You got the new dumbbell joint in the neck. He looks up an okay amount. He looks down a fair bit actually. Pivots quite well and rotates, so good neck articulation. Shoulders go out to 90. He does have butterfly joints, but in true Black Series fashion, you're not going to get a ton of articulation out of those. And they move forward and back and whatnot. Single hinges at the elbows. They move about 90, maybe a little bit past. His one on the left side actually moves a little further in because it doesn't have like outfit kind of hindering it. And then it depends on what wrists you have on him. Some of the wrists, because he comes with alternate hands, some of the wrists have in and out, and some of the ones have up and down. Basically, the ones that are gripping things have up and down, and then all the rest are in and out, so that's good. Or horizontal for force stuff, and then up and down vertical for lightsaber. That's good. That's how it should be. Torso joint at the waist can go back an okay amount. Crunches forward a little bit. It's not too crazy. Pivots quite a bit though, and it rotates. Although, geez, these joints, they kind of want to, spring back into place. I don't like turning them too much. They feel like they might break. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Hip joints, he's got the new style hip joints where they got that like circular cut, but he does split pretty well. You do get a bit of that rotation from that new cut. Kicks forward a pretty decent amount. It's a little hindered by his belt and loincloth thing going on there. I won't lie. Single hinge at the elbows, knees that go further than 90, which is cool. And then single hinges at the ankles that go up an okay amount, but only so far until the sculpt gets in the way. Down a lot. And then you get ankle pivot for rocker. So pretty good articulation. It is fairly standard for Black Series at this point. Nothing too crazy, but it is good as it should be because this character is a fairly acrobatic, dynamic character. So in terms of accessories, that's probably, well, it is the main attraction of the exclusive. He comes with a ton of stuff. What to talk about first? I guess hand options. In the box, he's got kind of like these relaxed hands that are both, they're not they're both the same, which is kind of cool. This one is just more like a relaxed hand. This one's like kind of relaxed. Also, you could use it for like a force lift or like a force push or something. So that's cool. But he also comes with a pair of a bit more dynamic open hands. They're both not exactly the same. They look good. They got the horizontal hinges, and you can do a lot of cool stuff with that. And then he comes with 2 grip hands, but what's cool is that the right hand is like pure grip, which for his lightsaber, which is fine. And then the other hand you can also use as a grip, but is also kind of shaped to kind of look like a force choke, so that's very cool. More pretty cool options, and I'll actually put the lightsaber hand on him because so I can show that off. Hand swap real easy. I'd be a little careful. These pegs aren't exactly the thickest, but they don't seem too brittle, and they come on and off pretty easy, so I don't think they'll break, but you'll still want to be careful. Of course, he comes with his lightsaber. This is the lightsaber hilt. It's very nicely painted and sculpted. You do have a little bit of red paint there to show off the exposed crystal. His hilt has an exposed crystal, so I think that's super cool. It's got a peg, so you can peg it onto his belt. You can put it on the normal spot. There, it goes on just fine, looks good. But if you want to, you could put it on any of these spots and it will fit on just fine. It's up to you. It does come with a few blade options, which is cool. You get a red blade. This is, for some reason, it almost looks like it has like dust on it or something, which is weird. But the blades actually have a specific little cut in the sculpt to specifically fit onto this lightsaber hilt. Gonna want to be a little careful here, but it does go on. Fits on pretty nicely. That's the red blade. Looks good. I imagine he holds the blade lightsaber pretty well. He does. Well, actually, you know what? That grip is a little looser than I was expecting it to be, but he can hold it. Obviously, you're probably gonna have him holding it the reverse way. He's the one that pioneered it. He did it even before Ahsoka did. Because of the way of the sculpt, though, you cannot hinge the hand kind of as far as I'd like to. Yeah, you can get him. You can get him holding it in the reverse grip. You might have to fiddle with it a bit though, because the grip isn't as tight as I was expecting it to be, and he doesn't have the hinge back is not too bad, but it isn't quite as much as I'd like it to be, I guess. But it works pretty good. You know, that looks good. Something that's cool though is that he not only comes with the standard blade, he also comes with the swooshing blade effect, which I don't think we've seen since Count Dooku, and that was back in like what, 2020, 2021? I can't remember. I think it was 2020 or 2021. But and regardless, it's been a while since we've seen this effect, and it would be nice to see it more with other lightsaber wielding figures. But you can put that on there, and then I don't know a good pose to make it look like he's swinging it, but yeah, you can make it look like he's swinging the lightsaber. That is very, very nice, very cool. But that's not it. He also comes with the same effects in sculpt, but in blue, because of course, during the game, when you progress the game, he starts to go to the light side and be a Jedi. So I'm not going to put the swooshing effect on for the blue, but I will show off just the standard blue effect real quick. So that looks really cool as well. So you can have your Starkiller as a Jedi or as a Sith apprentice. It's up to you. So that's a very nice option. Very cool. Let's put his lightsaber on his belt right now. He also comes with additional heads. So you get the standard just stoic head sculpt. I hope this isn't too hard to pop off. It's not too bad. So you pop that off, and then you get this next sculpt, which is probably my least favorite of the bunch. I don't know exactly what they're going for this one. He kind of looks like he's smirking or grinning, but he kind of also looks like, I don't know. It's not terrible looking. At certain angles, it's not awful, but straight on, I don't know. I don't really vibe with this one too much. It's not awful, but I feel like with this one, you'll kind of lose some of the likeness to Sam Witwer for some reason. It's not bad, though. That one's probably my least favorite. My favorite one's probably the one that he comes on, the stoic one. But he does come with this other cool one, which I will say I think actually looks better in person than it did in reviews. It comes with this yelling one. this angry one, and it's very, very nice. The print again looks really good. He has the open mouth, and you got the painted tongue and the inner of the mouth and the teeth and all that is all cleanly painted, and it just definitely adds a lot of emotion and dynamicness to your poses if you're gonna pose them doing stuff. And it does look pretty good. I won't lie. This one's pretty nice. I would say the Stoic one looks the most like Whitwer, and this one might be the coolest one, just like in terms of like the potential for poses and whatnot. Keep it on him for now because it's kind of cool. Next, you get an array of accessories to simulate force abilities. So, I guess the big one is you get this kind of like display base, I guess. It has pegs to put on his feet, 3 pegs. So you get some options there. You do have to assemble this by putting the effects on the side. It's supposed to represent the force repulse when he like blows them all away and whatever. And this reminds me a lot of like Bandai, like Tamashii Nation's effect parts, like their lightning effect parts and their stuff for their figure arts and stuff. Um, and it's good. It's very big. It's like I probably won't be using it in my display because I just don't have the space for it, unfortunately. Which kind of sucks because I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, you could do something like, I don't know, I'm just gonna put his lightsaber in his hand real quick. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, the grip hand is unfortunately a little loose to grip his lightsaber. I don't love that. That was unexpected. You can, might as well pop one of the other hands on and see what that looks like. But you can kind of do something like that. I'm not going to peg him in, but and you can definitely do a better pose than that. But just to give you an idea, that's what it looks like. And I think that's pretty cool. Like I said, just because of space, I don't think I'll use it. But eventually when I can display him where I do have the space, I'll probably use that. It's very nice. He also comes with a effect part for his left hand. You can plug it on and it simulates him doing a force push. So this is going to be best used in conjunction with a figure because it makes him insanely front and top heavy. Like this is a big chunk of plastic. He just cannot stand just holding him like that. And honestly, it looks kind of weird if he isn't connecting to a figure. But what I imagine you can do is you can take one of your Stormtroopers or whatever, and you can put it kind of like that, and it'll make it look like he's pushing him away. And then it'll probably help to kind of lean the figure up so he doesn't fall over. I can't do it right now. I'd have to fool around with it for probably too long. But that is cool. I will probably never use this effect, I'll be honest. But it's a cool thing. Not something I would have expected them to include. And this wrist actually has no articulation, by the way. It doesn't really, aside from rotation, it doesn't have a hinge. And then lastly, I'm going to take his lightsaber out for this. He also comes with lightning effects, hands with the lightning effects. I don't think we've seen anything like this since the deluxe Emperor Palpatine from a few years ago at this point. These are different hands, by the way. They're not reused. But you can take off his hands here. They're quite big effects. And these hands do have hinges, unlike the force push one. But yeah, you can kind of got the force lightning. You can get him balanced so he can stand freely and not have any support, and that looks super cool. I'm not gonna lie, I love that. That is awesome. Always a big fan of force lightning effects. It was really cool on Palpatine, and it's really cool on Starkiller here. I like the size of them. They look pretty grand looking. I like the color. They're a pretty strong blue with a bit of like white, I guess, maybe thrown in there. It looks really nice, and I think some of these are done in such a way where you could kind of wrap up figures in them. Like this one, you can kind of coil the lightning around the Stormtrooper's head, like so, to kind of, make it look like the lightning's hitting him. So that's pretty cool as well. That's something that the Palpatine figure didn't do. It didn't need to, but yeah, that's awesome. Having these effects like that. And having the screaming head just kind of really completes the whole look. That is super sick, I'm not gonna lie. These are definitely my favorite accessories out of all like the force and different hands and whatnot. But yeah, that's I think all the accessories. I think I've covered everything. So yeah, it comes with a ton of stuff. Lots of very cool stuff, you know, as he should, because, you know, like I said, this is an expensive set. But yeah, that looks awesome. If I can get away with displaying them with the Force Lightning hands, I'm going to do so. I do wonder how the Force Lightning hands will hold up on display without anything to support them. I feel like they might droop from their own weight. It's hard to say. The Palpatine ones, I have one of those hands on Count Dooku, and I've had him posed with that arm outstretched, the Force Lightning going out for, you know, over a year, if not longer, and it hasn't drooped or lost its shape, which is nice. These ones, it's really hard to tell. Only time will tell, but hopefully they don't, because I would like to display them shooting the Force Lightning. I think it looks super nice. Anyways, I'm going to take that off him because now we'll do some pretty quick comparisons. I say quick because there's not much to compare to. Did kind of show him with the Stormtroopers already. And put the Stoic head back on too. So here's Starkiller, and the only like other 6-inch figure I can really feel is like super relevant to compare with. Excuse, there's some dust on him. I haven't actually messed with this Vader in a while, but here he's with the Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader. Vader is appropriately a little taller than him, but I think these guys look really awesome together. That looks really nice. I like that a lot. And then here he is with a 3 3/4-inch Starkiller. This is the Vintage Collection / Black Series Force Unleashed 2 Starkiller. I would also really like for them to do this look in Black Series as well. I think that'd be super awesome. Whether they will or not, probably not, but you never know. This year has been a lot of figures coming out that I didn't think they'd ever make in Black Series 6-inch, so I really can't say I don't think they'll ever make this stuff anymore, because I think at this point it feels like anything's game now. But yeah, this one doesn't have face printing, and I think still had a pretty good likeness to Sam Witwer. But yeah, I mean, there's no brainer. This figure is the best action figure of Starkiller you can get. With the paint, the sculpt, the likeness, all the accessories, it is just the ultimate package. Now, is it worth getting? As I'm making this video, you can probably get it. If you're in Canada, you can maybe find it at your GameStop. You might still be able to pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, I'm not sure. But this is an expensive set. In Canadian dollars, after shipping from Hasbro Pulse, I paid over $200 for this. Over $200 for 3 6-inch Black Series figures and accessories. It's a lot. It's a lot. Me personally, though, with my attachment to the character and how well executed the figure was and all of the extra stuff that you get, for me, it was worth it. And for me, if you're a really big fan of Starkiller and the games, I would definitely recommend this set. Because, you know, if you wait too long, it's just going to go up in price on the secondary market more than likely. So if you want it, I would get it now. I also doubt this is going to go on sale. So yeah, if you want him and all the extra accessories, I would get this set. Now, if you don't care for all the extra accessories, or maybe you like Starkiller, but you don't like him enough to get the exclusive set, well, don't worry, because he is getting a standard mainline release down the road. They haven't officially shown it off yet, and they haven't officially given a release date for it, but I'm pretty sure it has been confirmed that Starkiller will be getting a standard release. I mean, if you look at all the Hasbro PulseCon exclusives they've done in the past, they've all gotten re-releases in some form or fashion. Of course, he's going to be mainline figure. He's probably going to come with barely any of these accessories. My guess would be he's only going to have his Stoic head sculpt and his lightsaber and maybe a set of extra hands, and that's it. I don't expect him to come with anything else. But if you're okay with that, then yeah, you can definitely wait and you'll save a lot of money. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, I'm really happy with this set. I'm super stoked to have this character in my Black Series collection, have it turn out as well as it did. Yeah, Black Series, especially towards the second half of this year, has just been killing it with some crazy releases I just never thought we'd get. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.